Hey everyone, good to see you again. Thanks for checking the channel out. Really do appreciate it. Let's get right into it. Part 2 of this Rush guitar project I'm working on for 2021. Last video we did the first album, Rush. This album we're gonna go right in chronological order. Fly By Night. I do about 3 or 4 songs on this one. Well, I should say 3 or 4. I know it's 4, but one of them is I just kind of touch upon a little bit. So we're gonna go through them again. Not lessons, but just kind of me going down memory lane in terms of why these songs were important for me in terms of learning guitar. Cool things, cool little riffs. Hopefully you take something out of it as well. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't done so already. I'm planning on doing one every week or so. So, let's just get right into it. Here we go, Fly By Night. Okay, so let's just get into this one real quick. Again, I'm only doing about half the album, I think, in total as far as number of songs. I don't think this will be quite too long, but again, I'm just kind of going over things that have helped me as a guitar player. So what helped me maybe doesn't help you, and what you have an interest in, we differ, but these were the ones I wanted to go over. So the first one out of the gate was Anthem. For Anthem, just as a heads up, I have another video out there from a little while back where I did the whole tutorial for the R30 medley. So the card is right there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's right there. Just to go over that particular version. They're very similar, if not identical, but I figured just for simplicity's sake, I just would put it here as well. So, but it's really just power chords for the most part, some cool intricacies in there, but it just kicks off on like a 1 2 3 4 G A C D, right? So that's the main kind of kicking in, and then the riff that he's doing after that is kind of just going off of the 6th string and the 5th string. Open E. So I'm going from here, open E, to the 5th string, just hammering on 5 and 7. And then back to the E string, 5, 7, 3, basically. Right, just that bass, that riff right there. So it's pretty straightforward when you slow it down. Right? And then it's going to go from there 3 times, and then to this E. And then the pick slide. All we're doing is playing E. That's all it is. Power chord E, and open E string. Right? So pretty straightforward with that as well. Actually, I wrote some notes for this one because there's so much going on here, actually, so I didn't want to miss anything, to be honest. But as far as the the other parts of the song, you've got the pre-chorus and the chorus. It's basically going to be right. So it's all open chords. So it's E to the C. What I've done, I'll get my pinky involved there, either on the high E or the B string. I don't even know if that's right, but I always kind of did it just to give it a little more different layer of sound there. So it's the E to the C, and then this is another type of open D chord, I guess, here, and that's where I really get the pinky involved, just so you're not, it'll sound kind of weird, so I'll throw it either on the E or the B string. So I'll throw it in there just for something different, basically. A little wrong note there, but you get it. Okay, and then Anthem of the Heart. So we're going from a G to an A, back to that C. So it's going to be the G, A, to the C, to the D, E. No, I'm doing it wrong. It's G. probably one of the cooler parts I like. It just kind of shows even this little riff right here, how life started to evolve, just playing these two chords together. So nothing we haven't learned already, just that C and a D, back to the E. Now there should be a little bit more delay on that. I didn't set this up for delay. All we're doing is playing those chords we've already learned, basically, okay? So it's going to be the E, G, D, E. That's basically it. So that's kind of most of the riffs right there in Anthem. Just kind of cool to learn, go over things like that. So that's Anthem. Next song. All right, next one here on the list we're going to do is Beneath, Between, Behind. Short song, but a lot going on in here, and it was my intro to this type of odd chord. I don't even know what it is, but so all we're doing here is basically, if you want to just kind of keep your ring finger on that second string, starting on the second fret. I'm just gonna play. It's just 3 chords basically, and the next string is gonna be, we're gonna skip a string, and then it's gonna be on the 4th fret, and you're muting. That's the key. You got to mute that G string. So it's going to be everything on the 2nd fret of the B and the D string, 4th on the D, 3 on the B, and all 5 on the B and D. So all we're doing is, again, only those 2 strings. 2nd fret, 3 and 4, 5th fret, 7th fret, 8 and 9. And then it's the hammer, I think it's on the G string. Or the D. And that's basically the song. Okay? So you got to just kind of get used to that type of chord shape if you haven't done it before. 2 fingers, 2 strings, that's it, okay? And then the chorus. All you're doing is rocking back and forth between a D and a G, and then an open E. It's going to transition each little break. All I'm doing, I'm walking on the 5th and the 6th string. 3, 2 on the 5th, and then 4, 3, 2 on the E. That's it. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then really a cool part of this whole song is that solo. Never really learned it exactly, but it's just kind of the way it moves. You're just kind of playing. So you're just kind of, it's all kind of based off the major scales, basically. So it's the same pattern, you're just putting it in different places. So starting on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then we're going to go up to the 5th fret of the A string, and then you're going to go up to the E string, 1st fret, to the 3rd fret. So, I mean, if all together. Jesus. When you play the open strings up there, I get lost sometimes. And then you repeat it. And then because you're using open here, you know, you gotta just kind of train your brain a little bit here. And then back to right. And then I always thought one of the coolest parts of this song, more so on the exit stage left, at least I thought it was on exit stage left. I could be wrong there. They play this, and it's just, I guess it's the last verse where they're kind of, right? Just A, and then the 6th string of the G and the open. Right? I always thought that kind of was cool, rocking back and forth. So that's that song for the most part. Those are the parts of it that I really enjoyed. Again, this just kind of helped. Just in terms of getting your fingers doing some different things. Kind of similar to one of the songs on the first album, if you go back and take a listen to that. So that's that one. Next one. All right, Fly By Night. Cool tune. Lots of little different things going on here. Fairly simple, I say simple, but, you know, straightforward. Nothing major in terms of chords, but we do kind of incorporate some different inversions of a chord here and there. But let's just go to the intro. D, that's all we're doing. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to make it like a D suspended 4, but I'm going to move my index finger up one string to the D string. Just there, okay? So okay, so 2, 2, and then I'm gonna go a walk a walk up to the on the A string, and then we're just gonna kind of do the old. That's your intro riff. Oops. And then we go into the chorus. It starts on a G. I just kind of hear a higher G up here, so I play it on the 7th fret. So it's G. I'm just kind of going A. I'm just kind of hitting the open strings. Okay, so, and I think even it might even be on the album. They kind of hit those open G's even higher, but you know, let's try it. Now I like it up here better, just easier. So you get that, right? And that walk is just going from 3, 2, 1 on the A string. Everything else stays the same. Into the solo. The solo, I can tell you, is pretty much just in that B pentatonic scale. So it's all right there. Somewhere in there. If I worked on it, I can get it for you. Any requests, let me know. I'll try it. Okay. And then it just kind of goes back into what we've already done at this point. So, I mean, those are the riffs that meant something to me. And then I think one of the really big things was just kind of that bridge at the end. So what am I doing? Let me just kind of bring that down a little bit, just so it sounds cleaner. Anyway, so it's the D. I'm bringing it up here to the, I guess, yeah, right there. So it's actually not here, it's here. So it's D to the 5th fret. So it's D. I guess this is an F. To a G. And we're going to go one more fret to the C. All triads. So you play that, and then the second time around we're going to an A minor, to an F, to a G. And you're going to repeat that whole pattern all over again. To the D, A minor. That's basically the riffs that I learned from that tune right there. Straightforward, nothing really complicated, but again, just you can hear the evolution starting to kick in with the guitar and how it works. I mean, just in general, obviously with Neil Peart now on board, everything changed with this album. It was his first album with the band. So, Fly By Night, I think I got all of it, if not the main riffs for what I've been looking to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. You people have been great with your feedback, so let me know. Let's go to the next one. One more song. Actually, sorry. 2 more. Let's go. All right, this one's really quick. Nothing special to this one. There's a lot going on in the song, but I never really learned it. Never had an interest in learning it for some reason. I like it, but it was just never on my to-do list. By-Tor and the Snow Dog. There's so much going on here. This was obviously the beginning of, you could say, the progressive side of the band, and just the epic tales and things like that. So I just remember learning this one part. That's it. That's basically, so it's C, F, G, C, F, G, F, G, D. Maybe it's pretty lame to throw this in there because it's not much of anything, but that's just, I remember that progression for some reason, even going back to college. So for some reason that worked for me. I liked it. It always seemed to be something I relied on. That's my little tiny little thing of By-Tor and the Snow Dog. So next one, final one. All right, final one was always, it still is a favorite of mine. I think I first heard it live on the All the World's a Stage CD, which is In the End. Album version is a little weird at first because I believe for some reason the acoustic version is tuned down a whole step or something along those lines. I've always played it in standard. I never deviated from that because even when I first learned it, I didn't know anything about tuning down. So the way I play it is just D, G, F, and C. That's it. 4 chords, D, G, F, C. For some reason, that progression, those chords, were in my toolbox for a very long time. When I was just learning how to play, just jamming, learning how to play some structure, I always played that progression. So the beginning of the song are those 4 chords, and then there's one slight subtle change. So just a walk down, C, that C add 9, walking down 3 notes. Right? And then that obviously gets heavier. Right, so that's all. It just kind of heavies up a little bit, and then there's a kind of all power chords. F, A, might be an A minor, I don't know, but you're kind of just playing the power chords. Back to the okay, and then it's going to change up. I think there's a slight variation where it ends on a D. How does that transition? Let's try it again. That's the first one. But you're landing on that D. That's basically, and then back to the. That's basically it. So that's kind of the whole song. At least the part. Again, the whole song. The parts of it. Again, I can't stress this enough. I'm not giving lessons here. It's just the parts of the song that just worked for me over all these years. For some reason, they've always been with me in terms of, jamming, maybe writing some music, kind of keeping those in the back of my head, how certain progressions worked. So those have always been the ones that worked for me. There you go, Fly By Night, at least my part of the album that I've worked with. There you go, the Fly By Night album. Hopefully you enjoy this. Again, I'm just going to kind of keep going down the line here. Caressive Steel is next at some point down the line very soon. Please let me know. Comments, concerns, questions, requests, whatever it might be. That's what the comments are for. Let me know. I really do appreciate your feedback. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, it just helps me out along the way. So thank you again. I'll see you at the next video.